Hello and welcome back to 911 Scales. Today we're taking a look at a very cool 1/18 scale model car, the 911 GT2 RS Clubsport, an absolute beast of a car with amazing details to enjoy. For you who's tuned in for the very first time, thank you very much for checking out my content. My name is Michael and here at 911 Scales we are exploring the Porsche world and also the Porsche model car world, and these model cars always tell very interesting stories. If you're into that stuff, make sure to hit the subscribe button here down below, and also that really helps me spreading the passion for these little miniatures. As you may remember from my old 1/18 scale 935 review, link to that is added down in the description below. The GT2 RS Clubsport is the race car version of the mighty 991.2 GT2 RS, and Porsche made only 200 of these cars, and also they have a very cool name for it. They're calling it a single-seater, near-standard, non-road homologated race car. Yeah, I think this is the most German explanation you can think of, right? And if you're still with me with that, Porsche means that they kept the drivetrain standard, so the 3.8 liter twin-turbo flat-six still develops 700 horsepower, which should be plentiful, and also they kept the road car 7-speed PDK box, but the rest of the car was significantly modified. For example, the aero, as you can see it here from this huge rear wing. And also they stripped out a lot of unnecessary weight of the car, now weighing 80 kilos less than the road car, coming in at 1,390 kilograms. And also this here is the basis for the even crazier and rarer 935. Also, this model is a nice opportunity to check out some of the amazing liveries customers chose for their GT2 RS or 935. Some of these cars were present last year in 2019 in Belgium at Spa-Francorchamps. Porsche held there a GT2 Super Sports Car Weekend, a cup exclusively devoted to the 935 and GT2 RS Clubsport. My personal highlights were the Mentos 935, a Carrera Revell livery by Herbert Motorsports, then an outrageous GT2 RS from the Spirit Race team Uwe Alzen Automotive, a Martini livery by Aquarius Motorsport, and the Proton competition GT2 RS. Just unbelievable cars, and I really love these liveries. But now back to the model. This here's the 1/18 scale version of the car made by Spark for Porsche. It is limited to only 1,000 pieces. And together with this one, they also brought out a 1/43 scale version of the car. Though not being limited, it is still not that common. This here is 299 euros new, which is a lot of money. The smaller one is only 55 euros new, and they also brought out a 1/12 scale model, which is a bit more expensive. As always, if you're not finding an offer online for the standard retail price, feel free to contact me and I'll see what I can do for you. I'm always happy to help you guys out. But now let's grab the macro lens and get up close to the model. As with most 1/18 scale models at this price point, this model also comes with its own display case and plate. Starting our walk around here at the front, we can instantly enjoy some of the details of this monster of a car. We have these carbon side plates here, a huge front splitter down here with GT2 RS imprinted in the middle of it. The free grills here look very nice, like this tiny leash here, which is also a very cool detail. And did I mention that this model has a Martini livery? This is just awesome, isn't it? I just love Martini livery, and on this one with the black paint it also looks awesome. But also let me mention that these daytime running lights indicators look very nice, and so do the lights here and this indicator here at the side as well. Then the hood is completely different to the street car. Here we have two air vents here and a huge one here beneath the fuel filler cap, which is just massive and looks awesome, especially in combination with the Martini livery. On the side, the wonderful livery continues, and like on the front, this car carries the racing number 2, and down here below we have the GT2 RS Clubsport designation. The reason why we're on the passenger side of the car are these here, these fillers and valve here, and the filler is actually not for fuel. This is for the distilled water which cooled the turbos and get this car actually to 700 horsepower. Without the water, this car has not the power because the turbos would run too hot. And then this valve here is for the compressed air to jack the car up, to change the tires very fast. And these details are only present on the passenger side of the car, hence why we are on this side. Speaking of wheels, oh my word, the wheels look awesome, as you can see here on the rear wheels. These are completely red and come straight out of Porsche's race car. With a full racing brakes assemblage behind them, details are wonderfully made by Spark, like the valve down here or the Porsche crest in the center of the center lock wheels, and you can even see the teeth of the center lock wheels, which looks awesome. Not as good as on the 112 scale 919 Evo I reviewed, link to that is also down in the description below, but still wonderfully done, and so are the brake discs and calipers behind that. Spark really does this 118 scale models exceptionally well. Then the next big change is the rear of the car, with this huge carbon rear wing with Porsche written on the top of it. It just looks absolutely massive, and it's just so much bigger than on the street car. Like on the 935, we have beneath it here a 50 years of Martini Racing logo and the GT2 RS Clubsport designation here on the rear. And then just casually hanging down here below is the exhaust, which just looks so awesome, and you just have to love the details of race cars. Also different are these vents here for cooling the turbos. These are also significantly bigger than on the street car. And now the highlight, the interior, which is white, and therefore you can see everything. Through the rear glass you can see a lot of piping and the roll cage, and you can actually see the tank for the distilled water, which is just awesome. In the front we obviously have only a single seat, which is a full race seat, as you would expect. The dashboard looks very similar to the street car, but they changed the instrument cluster to the one they use in the race car, and this is also the case with the steering wheel. Everything is highly detailed, and you can even see the car is in neutral and the racing harness is even laying inside the seats. The details of race cars are always so amazing and so much better than on the ones of the street cars. This really is an amazing model when it comes to details, right? And it will also get a nice score when we are coming to that. But first up, as usual, price. This is an expensive model with 299 euros here in Germany, giving it a 4 out of 10. Quality is good, but nothing special. The usual 7 out of 10. Details are absolutely wonderful, as on the outside as in the inside. I love this thing very much, giving it a 9 out of 10. Rarity with 1,000 pieces is high, but being a new model it's not that hard to get right now, giving it a 7 out of 10. Significance is also high. This is a very cool and special 911 and a very rare Porsche, giving it an 8 out of 10. Which overall means that the GT2 RS Clubsport in 1/18 scale gets a 35 out of 50 and puts it here against some other race cars I reviewed so far. It is tying its even more special brother, the 935 Tribute, and the massive 112 scale 919 Evo. As with most race cars, the details are the highlight of this model. And the scoreboard with all the models I reviewed so far and the scores in respectable categories is linked down in the description below. So what do you think of this model here of the GT2 RS Clubsport? Would you prefer to the more popular and obvious choice, the 935 Tribute? Let me know in the comments below. And with that, I'm sending you to the high resolution pictures at the end of this video. And guys, these always look awesome on a big screen of 4K resolution. So if you're only watching these videos on your little smartphone, make sure to watch the next video on your television or your desktop. They look just better there. And yeah, thank you very much for tuning in again. If you liked the video, hit that like button down below. If you're not already a subscriber, hit that subscribe button, spread the passion for Porsche model cars. And as always, feel free to contact me on Instagram at 911 Scales. That's it for now. Tune in next time when I explore the Porsche world in 911 Scales. Thank you very much. Ciao.